morning, good afternoon, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about that rather new 900 Global Zen U. That is the urethane version of the ever-popular Zen series. But before we do, obviously, just a quick reminder to like the video if you do indeed like the video, to subscribe to the channel and hit that bell notification to be notified of any and all videos that I would post. I know that 80% of you guys are not subscribed to the channel, so again, just do me a solid, hit the subscription button. That would be greatly appreciated. Also, a huge thank you to Storm and I Am Bowling. They're the reason that I'm able to do a lot of the stuff that I'm able to do for you guys, so I would really greatly appreciate that if you would go over and support them. Storm has the new SBI Plus. I'll talk about that a little later in the video, but head on over and check out that SBI Plus. That's a really, really great feature, especially for bowlers of all skill levels. It offers something great for everybody. So head on over, check that out. Also for I Am Bowling, you can use my promo code down here. It's going to be FireHouse07. You can use that at checkout and save yourself 20% off of all apparel orders. I say apparel orders, obviously, because I Am Bowling does sell bowling balls as well. So again, that's only for the t-shirts, the long sleeves, the hoodies, the jerseys, that stuff. You can save 20% off of your entire order with that promo code. And head on over there and get yourself a new Storm bowling ball as well. That would help, kill two birds with one stone, really. So just head on over, support those guys. They help me out quite a bit. So now let's dive into the Zen U. The layout of the Zen U is a 40 by 4.5 by 65. And the pattern, I'm actually going to switch it up a little bit because these are urethane balls. I'm bowling on a 38-foot Taj Mahal pattern. Now, it does kind of count as a shorter pattern. It's obviously 3 feet shorter than our typical house shot, but it does offer, I think, a little bit more. So you're able to really kind of see the differences a little bit more on this 38-foot Taj Mahal versus our house shot. So enough of me rambling. Let's dive in. All right, let's dive into this Zen U. Now, because this is a 900 global release, there's no scent, unfortunately, that's in these balls. Unfortunately, they don't really put scents in urethane balls to begin with anyways, which is kind of disappointing. But anyways, so wrapped around this Zen U, we have the S35 Urethane Plus Solid. This is a brand new cover that has never been used. This is the first time. And we have the Meditate LD core. This is the first time this core has technically ever been used. However, the regular Meditate core has been used 5 times. This would technically be the 6th, and the 3rd time stateside, or 3 times stateside, this would technically be the 4th. But because this is the Meditate LD core, this is technically a different core, which means that this is technically the first time it's ever been used. The LD in the Meditate LD core stands for lower density. The reason they did this is to allow more control with still having a large footprint on the lanes. Now, by large footprint, it means kind of means flare, and it's true. If I were to look at the differences in flare between the Zen U and the Pitch Black, the Zen U definitely does flare more. It's not by much, but it's certainly a lot comparing to a bunch of urethane balls. This Zen U probably flares, I would say, maybe a ½ inch to an inch more than what that Pitch Black does. Now, RG on this Zen U is 256, and the differential is 027. And here we're going to see one throw from the same spot with this Pitch Black. Now with the Pitch Black, I put that piece of tape on my PAP there just to be able to tell the difference between that Zen U and the Pitch Black, since they both are black. But now we're going to dive into this Pitch Black here. This Pitch Black was actually released in May of 2014. This is actually my second Pitch Black that I've drilled. The first one, I drilled in probably 2015, so that first one saw plenty of games, and that's why I kind of had to get a new one. So what's wrapped around this pitch black is the control solid urethane. It was used twice, and this was the first and only time stateside. This cover is the 24th strongest out of the 27 different covers that they have. The core in this pitch black is the capacitor core. It's been used 6 times, and this was the third or 3 times stateside, and this is the 28th strongest out of 29 covers or cores. So this one is obviously a fairly weak core, and the reason you want that is obviously because now urethane obviously doesn't hook a ton. However, that's because the urethane is so porous. It's so it hooks early. So you don't want to put a really big core into that urethane ball, because it's just going to roll out and you're not going to have any shape to it at all. So you want to put in some fairly weak cores, and that's why they did a lower density core in the Zen U to try and get it so that you can get it to push a little bit further down the lane and to get it to shape a little better going down the lane as well. Alright, so before we kind of dive into the Zen U, I promised you guys I would talk a little bit about SBI Plus. I'm going to kind of read a little bit from the flyer here as far as what SBI Plus is, and then I promise we'll dive into the Zen U, but SBI Plus is great. I want to give you guys kind of a little bit of a synopsis of what it is and why you guys should subscribe to SBI Plus. So SBI Plus is a monthly digital magazine crafted for bowling fans who want to learn more from the best players, coaches, and minds that the game has to offer. This subscription is built for all bowlers, regardless of where you are in your journey through the sport. Whether you just learn the game, like the game, or love the game, there is something in this program for you. There is special sections for seniors, youth, and everywhere in between. Every month will be a new adventure with opportunities to learn about the equipment, lane play, strategies, fitness for bowling, lessons from the lab, and so much more. So what this includes is exclusive membership content created for you, delivered once a month and can be consumed on demand. There is exclusive educational content from tips and our tour team and the team at the HQ, a monthly lesson from our pro staff at Team SBI to improve your game. That is something that's going to be absolutely incredible. There's tips on building an arsenal and understanding more about the tools in your bag, and exclusive monthly offers from your friends at Storm. So again, SBI Plus I think is great. I think it's something that you should absolutely take advantage of. It's absolutely free to use. You get 1 year. This would originally be $30 for a year, but if you use code December, which is down here, it's code December. You get that entire year for free. And again, I think that monthly lesson from an SBI pro staffer is, something that is absolutely incredible and something that you should absolutely take advantage of. So that's it. That's all I'm going to ramble about for SBI Plus. Let's dive back into the Zen U. So first impressions of the Zen U was that it's definitely stronger than the pitch black by about 5 boards I had on Taj Mahal. I'll probably bring both of these bowling balls along if I'm bowling on a short pattern, something that's probably 36 feet and lower. The shapes are probably fairly similar. Zen U maybe offers maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit more angle through the pen deck, but again, both of the shapes are fairly similar. You just get more overall, you cover more boards overall with that Zen U than you do the pitch black. So who's this Zen U for? Well, I think it's for everybody, but it all depends on your situation. I think lower rev players that play on short patterns, again, like I said, usually on that 36 foot and below, I would consider myself not exactly a high rev player. I would say I'm probably about anywhere between 400 and 350 revs. And, really on short patterns, it's hard for me to get that pitch black to turn the corner. And I think that's where the Zen U would really come into play. And it would really be a phenomenal kind of 1-2 punch, because if the Zen U starts to get a little strong, I can switch back to that pitch black or even a fast pitch, and kind of get the ball to shape a little bit better that way. But again, I really do think the Zen U is probably going to be the first ball out of my bag when it comes to a short pattern. And I think you can make it even more versatile if you really do those surface adjustments. But I also think the higher rep players can use this, especially on like a flatter pattern, something where you need to control the pattern, the entire way through, or even maybe some league shots. I think it talks about on the Storm website that this ball should really come in handy if you're kind of on some cliff or wet dry lanes, wet dry league shots. This ball would be great for you, and I think that's probably true. For me, I use more of like an idle Cosmos when the lane gets cliff, but this ball certainly would be really, really great as well, especially because you'd be able to play a little straighter. So I think the Zen U is obviously for everybody and anybody. You just gotta kind of use that on the different situations and what it kind of calls for. Do you have a Zen U? Are you getting one? Make sure you let me know down in the comments down below. Up next, we have the exotic gem. I'll be working on that hopefully end of this week, early next week. And then we had the announcement yesterday of the all-new Absolute and Revenant. I'm especially excited for the Revenant because I think everybody on this channel knows that I was a big fan of the Spectre, and this ball is similar to that Spectre, so I'm really looking forward to that one. But until we see the exotic gem, guys, good luck and good bowling.